If you don't finish the job inside me, you're really gonna hurt not only my ego, but my feelings. Everybody knows how much I like, so you better plan on giving me one.
Nobody ever sees me coming.
Welcome back to Male Choices. Today's story is about a woman who destroyed her 16-year marriage and instantly regrets it. You won't want to miss this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insightful stories. Let's dive right in.
The biological clock and the career clock are in total conflict with each other. Total, complete conflict. When you have to have kids, you have to build your career. Just as you're rising to middle management, your kids need you because they're teenagers, they need you for the teenage years. And that's the time your husband becomes a teenager too. So he needs you.
And this is always what I hear. I guess I don't hear, but I see it constantly. When we put our career first, once we have a family, the kids are the ones who suffer. And this is the CEO of Pepsi telling us that. What did you give up in order to get the man that you wanted? Woman number one, she said, I gave up control of the outcome, control of the timeline, knowing everything in advance, accepting that he has options, not asking questions that aren't my business, and my big executive job for a temporary contractor position, and I have never been happier. The second woman I asked, she said, in submission to God, I gave my husband authority over me. So the question for the women is, what did you give up in order to get the guy that you wanted? Would you be willing to move and live somewhere you don't want to live for your husband? If you're a city person, would you be willing to live in the country for a family? What are you willing to give up to get what you want? That's my question for the women. Or what, if you're married, what did you give up in order to get what you want?
Here's the irony. Women have spent years chasing this idea of equality, trying to prove they can do everything men do, work the same jobs, handle the same pressures, live that exciting life they thought men were living. But now what's happening? They're realizing being a man isn't as glamorous as they imagined, and yet they still blame men for it. Here's the truth. Most men live routine, average lives filled with grind, pressure, and responsibility. There's nothing exciting about it. Men work hard, deal with stress, solve problems, and keep moving, all without looking for validation or applause. Now, some women are stepping into those shoes and finding out how thrilling it really is. The 9-to-5 grind, paying bills, managing everything on their own, dealing with silence and stress. It's a far cry from the empowerment fantasy they were sold. And instead of accepting that this is what comes with wanting to live like men, they turn around and blame men for the very lives they chose to pursue. Here's the harsh reality. Living like a man isn't about freedom and excitement. It's about constant sacrifice, responsibility, and providing for others. When that hits, they won't admit that maybe, just maybe, they were wrong about the dream they were chasing. Instead, they'll keep pointing fingers, blaming men for their dissatisfaction. In the end, the more they push to become what they think men are, the more they'll realize that the lives of average hard-working men aren't about privilege or ease. But of course, it's always easier to blame someone else than to take responsibility for your own choices.
What do women regret most about divorce? I find that women regret most about divorce that they didn't do it sooner. They hung in there. They stayed because they thought it was better for the children. They didn't want to deal with the financial repercussions, and they just didn't have the time or the emotional energy to do it. And guess what? They tell me then they wasted many good years of their lives sticking it out. So in contrast to what men regret most, women regret most not doing it soon.
Women who dive into this grass is greener mentality often realize the fantasy they were chasing doesn't hold up in reality. They think they'll find independence, freedom, and excitement, but they quickly discover that it comes with its own set of challenges and stress they weren't prepared for. They leave a stable relationship or marriage thinking there's something better out there, only to find that the independence they craved feels more like isolation. Suddenly, managing everything on their own, bills, emotional weight, daily responsibilities, doesn't feel as empowering as they imagined. The thrill fades, and they start missing the stability and partnership they once took for granted. It's classic. They think the grass is greener on the other side, but soon enough they realize maintaining their own yard might have been the better option. Instead of admitting they made a mistake, many women continue to blame men or societal pressures. The truth is, when they step out into the world on their own, they often realize the life they left behind wasn't so bad after all. It was just a different kind of hard work. Men have understood this reality all along. We don't entertain the illusion that the grass is greener elsewhere. We're grounded in practicality. Women are now waking up to the fact that men have been dealing with these pressures forever, without the luxury of fantasizing about some idealized life on the other side.
If he pulls away all of a sudden and you feel this like shift in his energy or his actions or how he's pursuing you, or lack thereof in this case, you're overthinking, you're wondering, why is he acting like this? Why is he changed all of a sudden? The simple truth is it could be about one of 100 different reasons. And I can make a video about that if you guys want. But what I want you to do in this case is very specific. Listen closely. Nothing. Do not send this man a paragraph asking why his energy has changed. Simply do nothing. Let his energy change. Let him try less. Let him not pursue you. Let him stop asking you out. Let him stop texting you. Because whatever the reason is, if he can pursue you with intention and then just all of a sudden switch it up and pull back, I promise you that is not a man that you want to date or that you should be taking seriously. Not emotionally intelligent, indecisive, immature, bad communicator, selfish.
When a man starts pulling away, there's usually a reason behind it that many women don't want to acknowledge. It's not about him losing interest out of nowhere. It's because he's picked up on something off. Maybe she's showing signs of entitlement, expecting him to carry the weight of the relationship without matching his energy. Maybe it's the constant complaining, the unnecessary drama, or just a lack of appreciation for what he's bringing to the table. Men see these things even if they don't always speak up right away. Here's the deal. Men value peace. The moment they feel like their peace is being disturbed, they'll start pulling back. It's not about being emotionally unavailable or afraid of commitment. It's about self-preservation. If a woman is bringing chaos or making a man feel like he's walking on eggshells, he'll distance himself. It's a defense mechanism, plain and simple. And while some women might want to blame him for withdrawing, the reality is he's protecting his sanity. This isn't about every man or every woman, but if men around you are pulling away, maybe it's time to reflect. What kind of energy are you bringing to the relationship? Are you building him up or unintentionally tearing him down? Women often underestimate just how much men crave respect and peace. It's not about money, looks, or status. Those come secondary. If a woman can't offer a man calm and mutual respect, he's going to pull away. And no, it's not his job to stick around and fix things when the other person isn't willing to change.
Women don't fall in love with you. They fall in love with the dream of marriage and what you can provide. Women marry a lifestyle, not the man. Most, not all. If she doesn't desire permanence with you, she doesn't love you. So let me ask you this. Have you ever really been loved? Do you think you've ever been loved? If it's true that real love instinctively desires permanence, have you ever truly, really, genuinely been loved? Remember I said, women want to be loved, men want to be respected and appreciated. How about this? Have you ever had a woman say, I'm thankful for you? Forget love. Is she thankful for you? Does she have gratitude for you? Real love instinctively desires permanence. At that moment, I realized that I never experienced real love with a woman, not even in my marriage.
If they're unhappy even for a day, they'll go cheat the same day. They don't care. They don't care about saving anything, okay? It could be your birthday. They will break up with you. Matter of fact, they'll aim to break up with you on your birthday because you pissed them off about something. Y'all got into an argument today. He's not coming home. Y'all got into an argument. All of a sudden, he's at his friend's house. I've already decided that in my life, you can't control if someone you're with is a good person. You can't, right? And it's like, I see all these women having this discourse about like, well, I don't want to get married because I'm scared, because how about if I get married and he does me in the worst way? Like, you only want to get married once, da-da-da. I'm just going to live my life, and I'm just going to be with whoever makes me the happiest at the time. And if you want to play games like you don't care as soon as you give me the ring, I can go have an affair. Like I told you, you did something to hurt me and you want to act like you don't care. That's an affair. I'm going through postpartum depression after I just had your kids, and they wake up crying, and I tell you that I already pumped and the milk is in the fridge and I just need you to wake up and take care of them, and you tell me to do it, that's an affair. You stop taking me out on dates, somebody else will be taking me out on dates. I've already set it up in my mind that when dealing with a straight man, nobody on this earth is gonna stop me from enjoying my life. Okay? So that whole like, oh, well, I could just never leave him because of the kids. I might not. Either way, though, you're getting cheated on. And don't let me hear, leave your husband and come live with me and marry me. I'm the one that loves you. I will. That's the thing. Like, I will leave you mid-relationship and go be with a man I had an affair with. You know, like, the guilt doesn't eat me up the way it eats the rest of the girls up. The guilt affects me like it would a man. I don't care. And don't let him ask me, am I cheating? Because the answer is going to be yes. I'm not lying either. I'm not making any sacrifices that women always make that men never do. I'm not making any sacrifices. There's going to be comments under this video that are like, well, doesn't that make you just as bad as them? Shouldn't we not reflect bad behavior? Y'all are going to play the two-side thing. I don't care. Women are past the point of playing fair. I have not seen one woman win that way, playing fair. And it's not fair to only have that expectation for women. And this stems from the boys will be boys BS. I don't care. Every once in a while, you're going to meet a woman just as shallow as you. Might not be that many of us, but we exist, I promise, because I'm here. So I know we do. It would start getting to a point where the man would stop asking me if I cheated because he would know the answer and he wouldn't want to hear it. I promise you. If I'm not getting treated like your number one priority, like we did not get married, like we were not joint as one under God, if I'm not getting treated like that and I'm not being considered in every decision made, there will be somebody else that will be considering me. I'm not going to solely and simply rely on my husband to consider me. There are other people out here that are not confused about you at all. All these sacrifices, all these things that women do to make the relationship work, no. You will end up leaving me because of how bad it is, okay? I'm not going to be the woman that got cheated on back to back to back while she stayed loyal and had babies and stays. So if you want a predicament where I stay, you better be on your P's and Q's with me. I am not an easy woman, and I'm not the type of woman you make a commitment to because she was there and you turned 35. Like, I could not care less. I will die alone. Are you kidding? If it's not what I want, I will go get what I want, and I don't care about paperwork. I don't. And if he leaves because of it, good for him. Go get a girl that's going to let you not give a damn about her and then still stay loyal. Go find one, because there's a lot of them. But every woman can't be like that. And it's bullshit that they expect every single woman to be like that. And when a woman isn't like that, she's the devil. I'll be that then.
That's the real issue, isn't it? For a lot of men, the challenge isn't just finding a woman, it's finding one who's actually worth the time and effort. Too many women today step into the dating scene with unrealistic expectations and a complete lack of self-awareness. They expect to be treated like queens, but don't bring anything of real value to the table. And honestly, who's got time for that? It's frustrating because men are constantly told to level up, to be better, but you don't see that same pressure on women to match that energy. A lot of them think their looks or their careers are enough, but for most men, it's about way more than that. Men want peace, not drama. They want a real partner, not someone who's sitting around waiting to be catered to without putting in any effort. It's no wonder men are stepping away from relationships. Why waste your time on someone who's not even interested in being a true partner? Why stick around when you feel undervalued or like you're the only one pulling the weight? Men are waking up to the fact that their time, energy, and peace of mind are valuable. And frankly, there just aren't enough women who really appreciate that. So why bother getting caught up in a relationship if you're not going to find someone who's truly worth it?